Hello and welcome to another episode of Project Personality Podcast. I'll be your so-called host, Austin Ernst, and joining me today, Mr. Badbit himself, not Joey, Joseph. How you doing, Joseph?
Dude, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to talk Atreus, God of War, and all that good stuff.
Right. Yeah, arguably the best character, and not even Kratos. And you could say Kratos is a pretty dynamic character, but Atreus, giving him a run for his money. But before we get into Atreus, you took this test. You took the 16 personalities test.
I did.
What'd you get?
Okay, so my protagonist type, right? And this is on 16personalities.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my protagonist is ENFJ-T. Don't know if that's Elvish. On my mind, right? When it does the mind trait, I'm 67% extroverted, 33% introverted.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a little skewed. I don't know why, because I feel like I'm an extroverted introvert, but
that's right. I hear that a lot by people. So
yeah, especially people that do podcasts. You think we're the most like lively bunch, and we're just like, hi. Energy. I am 64% intuitive, 36% observant. That's pretty. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty spot on. Okay.
Nature. The decisions and coping with emotions. I'm 75% feeling. I'm 25% thinking. I think that's dead on the money.
Perfect.
that one's 110%.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Let's see. How I reflect on approach to work, planning, and decision making. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. All right. This one, I'm going to take it at its word here. 56% judging, 44% prospecting. That's actually, I would like to say that I do that.
Perfect.
Identity, the underpinnings of all others. How confident we are in our abilities and decisions. I am 72% turbulent and 28% assertive.
What do you do with that?
You know what? I'm trying to find what turbulent means.
I think that just means you're a little on the fence with things.
Oh, yeah, because I kind of like to be on the fence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would agree with that as well. And I accidentally clicked something, and then I broke the site. So good that I got that far.
You can literally just go to 16personality.com and then just put in personality trait you got, and it will give you the strengths and weaknesses. So no worries. But I want to go through those strengths and weaknesses just real quick. You can also just Google like protagonist strengths and weaknesses, and it'll probably pop up, honestly.
Here it is, strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, let's just go through that. And if you don't want to read the paragraphs after that, that's totally fine. Let's just like skim through them and see if anything jumps out as like on the money or just like dead wrong. Let's go through.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Tolerant protagonists are true team players. They recognize that means listening to other people's opinions, even when they contradict their own. Holy shit, this is up my alley. I don't know if I can cuss, by the way. They admit they don't have all the answers. Yeah, this is totally me. And are often receptive to dissent. There you go. I know words. Just like my president, I know the best ones. So long as it remains constructive. Yes, that is 108% me. I love a little bit above because I love to listen to any idea, even if it is like, as long as it's not like hateful in any type of way like that. Like I can listen to any point of view.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip reliable because I know that's not me. Charismatic.
That's his choice.
Charismatic, charm, and popularity are qualities that protagonists have in spades. They instinctively know how to capture an audience and pick up on mood and motivation in ways that allow them to communicate with reason, emotion, passion, and restraint. I'm going to stop right there because I think that sentence speaks. I'm pretty good at capturing someone's emotion.
I was going to say that just sounds like a podcast host in general. Like that just sounds like anyone who's on the ball and on the money with their podcast, which I think you are, by the way.
Thank you.
Make some great stuff. Fantastic stuff.
Thank you. I mean, it's all right.
Right there. We're right there.
Altruistic. I want. These are last two, and I'll be done with myself. Altruistic. Perfect. Uniting these qualities as a protagonist, unyielding desire to do good in in and for their communities, be it their own home or a global stage. Warm selfishness protagonists generally believe if we can bring people together, oh my God, we can do good in this world. We need to vote November 3rd. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. And then natural leaders. More than seeking authority themselves, protagonists often end up in leadership roles at the request of others, cheered on by many admirers of their strong personality and positive vision. That is, yes, that is me.
Yeah, a lot of what you're saying, just like in this one interaction we've had together, but I've seen a lot of your podcasts. You're full of energy. You just want to get down to the nitty gritty, but you're not gonna step on anyone along the way. You're doing it the right way.
Yeah, and even like I'm even going back to my college days. I get to say that now that I graduated about a year ago. Oh my God, it's been a year. Oh, what have I done? But like even like when we're doing like projects, I'm just like I've always found myself in that position, and people just kind of they're like, have at it. We don't want to talk in front of people. I will say where I disagree. Overly idealistic.
Okay.
I don't agree with overly idealistic because I'm not really like the idealist. Like I'm all about like having to compromise on certain things to get things done.
I can see that. And like I told all my other guys, there's almost always one outlier in these because these aren't concrete, you know.
Also, I feel attacked at the two things. Too sensitive, fluctuating self-esteem. What are you trying to get at me here, 16 personalities? But yeah, struggle to make say it to my face. Struggle to make tough decisions. I think maybe struggling. I take a little bit too long to make some decisions. I think being a little indecisive.
That's where that turbulence comes in. Yeah.
So other than that, romantic relationships. Holy shit, maybe I'm gonna find love. I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. That's what it says. Even in dating, people with protagonist personality type are ready to show their commitment by taking the time and effort to establish themselves as dependable, trustworthy partners. That is pretty true. Not gonna lie.
I love the first couple words there. I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. Like that. That's like a quote. That's like a box quote or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, did a boxer say this? What's this? And then friendships. Let me just read this one. This is actually a great site. Let me just. Next is parenthood. I don't want to deal with that. Philosophy of genuine connection is core to the protagonist's personality type. While it's visible in workplace and in romance, it is clearest in the breadth and depth of a protagonist's friendships. All my life, I've tried to pluck a tinsel and plant a flower wherever a flower would grow. Yeah, okay. I think a thistle. There you go. I've said tinsel. I don't even know why. Yeah, I'm pretty.
Words are tough.
Dude, they're so hard, especially when you're dyslexic. It's awful. But yeah, for me, I always say that I'm like the golden retriever of friends. I'm always there. I'm always like, like if someone, oh man, they got career paths. Let me see what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, enough of this. When I'm taking a look at like my friendships, I'm always a golden retriever. In fact, of like, if someone attacks my friends, I don't even care if my friend's in the wrong. I'm protecting my friend. I'm going full force, like anybody, and to a fault, because then I'll make their problem my problem. Like if someone's like, Joe, I'm being like bullied on Facebook by my racist aunt, I am telling that racist aunt she's a racist. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a specific example.
Yeah,
that's very specific. The joke because my roommate has a golden retriever. The joke for golden retrievers in this house is that if there was a break-in, the golden retriever would just hold the flashlight. Like that's just kind of how they are as dogs, in my opinion, in our experience with our golden retriever. But yeah, so
yeah, no, that's 110% me. And then let me just see. I really gotta see career paths.
Take a deep dive. Yeah, go for it.
Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Oh my God, that's a quote. That is literally me.
We found several.
Yeah, this site's great. I'm 110% that. Sometimes I get like, as a creator, you kind of get in your own head about certain things.
Oh, absolutely. Every day.
I've done a really good job learning of just like, one day I'll get it, you know? One day, Xbox will send me an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. Why Xbox? PlayStation will send me something. I'd be like, okay, cool. But until then, I'm just doing my thing,
Right.
I always love
It's part of the
seeing,
process.
yeah, it's always about like cheering on people you believe in, your friends, seeing them succeed, because they're going to bring you up along the way. That's what friends do, So
Totally agree.
yeah, sometimes not everybody can be the Ross. Sometimes you're going to have to be the Joey. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Friends.
Right. No, I get the reference. I promise. I promise. I get the reference. Okay, Mr. Badbit, aka not Joey. Apparently, yeah. I'm assuming there's a story behind that. But
you know what? It just simply comes down to my mom used to call me all the time as a kid, and I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. So yeah.
All right.
That's what it comes down to.
My dad's name is Joey, so I was just wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just my insecurities.
Could be. Hey, we all have those for sure. We're going to find out more about Atreus' insecurities. Look at that segue. Here we go. Okay, so Mr. Badbit yourself, aka not Joey, do you have the test up on your phone by chance? Could you pull that up just so you can follow along by chance?
Oh, I have it on my MacBook. I have it.
You do have it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The 16 personalities one?
Yep, we're going to retake the test. Yep.
Oh, we're retaking the test. Okay, I got this.
Yep, for Atreus. Yep. So now we are answering as if we are Atreus. That's why I need guests on my podcast, because doing that by myself, it's kind of like a biased source. You know what I mean? Like if it's all just what I think of Atreus, it's going to be a biased kind of view of Atreus. So when I'm wrong, you got to put me in my place. So when you're wrong, it's my job to put you in your place. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then
do we do these out loud or like step by step? Okay, cool.
Yep, I'll read them off and then we'll answer them one by one. But I mean, of course, we're gonna go on tangents along the way. We're gonna talk about Kratos and how great he is as well and stuff like that. But so don't be afraid to just let loose and go on tangents. Like you said, you have all day. I have until probably around 5:30. So as long as we don't go several hours, we should be fine. So
all right, let's do this.
All right. The first question for Atreus right here is: you enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. You think Atreus enjoys these events, these vibrant social events?
I'm gonna say neutral on the fact that.
Say neutral.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back of like, I would say that he's imaginative and like he's maybe picturing these settings, but I don't think we've seen enough evidence that leans really one way or the other, right? Because the only other interaction he really has is his mother. So, yeah.
Now, I will say I'm okay with staying neutral, but one of the big bullet points, if you scroll up, says try not to stay neutral. So if we want to get an accurate the 3 bullet points up top, it says like it's fast and easy, takes less than 12 minutes. It says answer honestly, even if you don't like it. And then the last one is try not to leave neutral answers.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with staying neutral. Because I completely agree with your sentiment. But if you had to lean one way, would it be agree or disagree? Just for the listeners, what do you think?
I'm gonna say agree.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning to. If we were to have to pick one, I'm gonna leave it neutral because we don't have enough like substance matter on that.
Yeah.
But it'll be the tiniest little green circle. So if any watchers, audience members have a gripe, that's what it would have been. So
yeah.
Moving on, you often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. What do you think?
I would lean on small agree here, right? Yeah, I would lean on small agree because though. Again, the world is very small. He is a kid, so kids are often exploring things and mostly about themselves. So I would say agree, but to a small extent, because I don't know what ideas mean.
I know what you mean too. Yeah, this was an interesting topic when I did the Ellie podcast, the Project Ellie, with a friend of mine, Jericho, over at JK Games. Because like there's a question later on that talks about like fantastical elements, and so what qualifies as fantastical elements when you live in a zombie world? So like what classifies as unrealistic and intriguing in this world of the gods? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about him playing with the toys, and for Ellie, it would be like her going to the moon would be an unrealistic.
We brought that up. We totally brought that up. For sure. Yeah, we were on it. Yeah. So we want to go with a baby agree, the little small agree on this one?
Yeah, a little baby.
Yeah. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Does he have travel plans?
I mean, I'm going to say a medium agree because he's leaning on his father to take him to the mountain. He doesn't really have an idea of how to get there. So
Right.
I would say a strong agree, but he's also a child. So like, he
Right.
is dependent on this other person to get him there.
You know what? I'm right there with you. Middle of the road, agree. Sounds good to me. Okay, next question. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Does he dwell on conversations? Is it something he does?
I think
I think he does with Kratos.
Yes.
I think he beats himself up a little bit.
I think he beats himself up more than he lets on. Mm-hmm. So I do think, because it's that father-son thing. Like I know we have it in my house of like, my father's always right, we were always wrong, and we kind of get better about that. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say heavy agree, because they often butt heads, you know.
But just because they butt heads doesn't mean that he always dwells on it. Sometimes he's pretty sure he's right. Yeah, he has to grow up a lot, but he also helps Kratos grow up a lot too. So you
know what? Let's go bring it back on a medium.
that's what my gut is telling me. So
no, I like it. That's a good argument. All right.
Okay. Moving on. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally and not try to solve their problem. So this would be the opposite of Kratos if we were doing Kratos.
Yeah, it would be.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
When he's sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally. I think it's a medium agree. Well, actually, maybe medium or strong. I'd let you be the deciding factor on that, because he is the opposite side of the pendulum to his father. He is very emotional.
That's what I was thinking too. What I was thinking too. But then part of me was thinking there's got to be some remnant of Kratos in there. So that's why my gut was telling me middle of the road on that one. What do you think?
This one. So I fully agree there. I think it's, you said medium?
Medium agree. Yep.
Okay. All right, medium agree. Yep. I'm with you there. This next one caught my eye, because this one's instant.
People can rarely upset you. Yeah.
Hard disagree. He has a lot of rage.
And that's where the Kratos comes in.
Yep. That's where he's his father's son.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
For sure. Yep, hard disagree. Next page. Moving on. All right, do you want to read these? You can say no and I can read them.
You know what? We'll take turns on the pages. I'll read this page. Let's look at that. Fair enough. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start the conversation and keep it going. No, I'm gonna be. This is a hard medium to hard disagree.
I was gonna say medium disagree.
Yeah,
I think he's definitely intelligent enough to keep the conversation going. It just depends on really whether or not if he cares to, in my opinion.
Yes, and I think that is it. Like it's kind of like we're working opposite of Kratos here. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I think he can't hold the conversation because he's a kid and don't know much better. But it is what it is. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, make sure it is the top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. I think that
sounds like they do that.
Yeah, I think that's a hard agree. You know, they got to get to the mother. I also like to put a Family Guy spin on mother every time I say it, apparently.
I noticed.
See, you rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met.
Now, I want to point out, so I have to point out to my guests sometimes that there are key words in these.
Yes.
So it says you rarely worry. So if he worries, but hardly ever, this is a hard agree.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. So sometimes people kind of read this and get the wrong impression on their gut feeling. So keep that in mind.
You rarely worry. You made a good impression. I don't think...
So if he does this, but not often, then this would be an agree. So if he does this a lot, this would be a disagree, because he does it way too often.
I would say this is a hard agree, because I don't think he really cares about the first impression.
I think he cares about Kratos, though. I think he cares about what Kratos thinks of him. My gut was going to tell me middle of the road agree, because for the most part, he does not care.
Yeah, but when it comes to his father, he's...
Then again, that might make it, from the point I made earlier, that might make it full on agree, because that would make it rare.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Do you have like a philosophy degree? Like you got this. No?
I have a psychology degree, actually, which is why I like to pursue this in my podcast. So here we are doing this.
I love it. Yeah. It would be a challenge for you to spend your whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. It would be a challenge. So no, this is a hard disagree for Kratos. He's been self-sufficient for a while now.
Oh yeah, he'd be fine on his own for sure. Totally agree with you there. Hard disagree.
Yeah, hard disagree. You are more of a detail-oriented. You're more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person. Um,
I would disagree.
I would disagree too. Hard disagree. He's all about the bigger picture, which is getting on that mountain. I mean, I think the end spells out that he's not really a details-oriented type person. So,
yep. Hard disagree is what my gut tells me.
Hard disagree. You are very affectionate with people you care about. Hard agree.
Oof. Oh,
he
really?
Yeah. Very. I mean, what are we saying? Affectionate? Like, he loves his dad. He obviously loves his mom. I think when it comes to even like other people, he's often more selfless in that regard. I think there's even a point with Freya where he's concerned for the witch of the woods, you know.
Right.
But what, are we taking affectionate as a romantic element, or
no? I just most of the substance matter on that would be with Kratos, and I feel like Kratos kind of doesn't allow that. But that doesn't make him not affectionate, though. That just means that Kratos is very stuck in his ways and not really used to that kind of like attention. So,
and I'm thinking hard agree here because of the relationship with his mother. It seems like from that game is a complete opposite relationship he had with his dad. So that's why I'm thinking.
You convince me.
You know, I'm good. What can I say?
What can he say? All right, I'll take over this page.
All right.
You have a careful and methodical approach to life.
Hard disagree. He's a kid. He's whimsical. He's not careful. Obviously, not methodical. So because he doesn't have that outlook. I would say it's a hard disagree.
Yeah, I feel like his time with Kratos kind of made him a little more methodical on how he approaches combat and maybe even life in general. But yeah, next question. That's a hard disagree on that one. Next question. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. We had a similar question to this already.
Did we say not a hard agree, but medium agree to this?
I believe so.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, he is still bothered by, I think, even what Kratos perceives are mistakes that he's made, that he wants to rectify those. So I would say it's a medium to hard agree.
I'll do medium. My gut told me medium, so let's go with that one. All right. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action.
I don't think there's enough information here. I don't. There's like the thing about God of War is it is such an intimate game where there's rarely more than like 4 people on a screen together. Yeah, I think it's like until the very end, really.
I do want to give this a subtle answer, and here's my evidence, because since we're pretty much talking about how he is the polar opposite of Kratos, and there's been several answers where that's been very present. Kratos probably wouldn't be in the center of attention, or he wouldn't care. He would just, like, if you were into a party setting, which something I can't picture clearly, but he definitely wouldn't be jiving with it. And I feel like Atreus, on the other hand, at least would be doing that more so than Kratos. So with that, I want to do a subtle disagree, but what do you think?
Okay, I'll do a subtle disagree.
Tiniest little disagree.
Because he's a kid, he's whimsical. He's gonna put his hand in the punch or something, you know?
Absolutely. That's the only possible thing. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. This is funny.
Yeah. What is it? Disagree on this one, right? It's easy for him to let emotions guide them, you know?
I understand where you're coming from, which is why I laughed at the question, because clearly it's Kratos. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them, which is Kratos. But I think he had to kind of learn that with Kratos. I think the first half of that game is them failing to connect. Like, that scene pops in my head where Kratos wants to put his hand on Atreus' back and he can't do it. It doesn't feel right to him. So
what would you lean on
tells me my gut tells me it'd still agree.
Okay.
You find it hard to. So you said disagree, right?
Yeah.
It's still disagree, but I want to do middle of the road disagree. I don't want to do hard disagree. So he does come along and become better at that, but that it was kind of like forced upon him with his relationship with Kratos. So
yeah, this next one is funny.
This is one I always bring up. Okay. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Like I just said, I can't picture Atreus or Kratos dancing like at a ball which is, it's funny because like Ellie, for instance, like we did Ellie, we've done Prince Zuko, we've done Sly Cooper, and just it's a nice image to just see them lounging on a couch, strolling through Netflix with like a remote. Like, what are they doing? What are they looking for? So what do you think?
Like Kratos making grunts because he can't find anything. I think Kratos wouldn't spend a lot of time. He'd see something and head right into that direction. So I would actually have to say it's a strong disagree. Because I think he's more adventurous in that sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I think Atreus is gonna. Well, when looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing catalogs. So we don't think he spends ages. We think he just kind of goes for it and dives in.
Yeah, he trusts his gut, I think.
So is that hard disagree or middle road disagree?
I think it's a hard disagree because I think he is very. Because the scene that brings me to this is when they're fighting the stranger and like he's like, no, I am ready. Just like let me off the leash here, Dad. And he shoots his own father with the arrow, just to get at him. So to me, I think it is a hard disagree. He often thinks of his gut, not so much viewing what the the vast array of options he has.
Right.
Especially if it's Netflix.
He's very impulsive. I think that's what you're looking for, right?
There you go. That's the word.
I got you. Next question. That was a hard disagree on that one. So next question. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. What do you think?
Hard disagree. He gets angry.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the scene when they're fighting the Dark Elves, where Kratos goes into that otherworldly portal, when he comes out of it, like, dude, Atreus is pissed. He's like, I've been fighting these things for hours. What do you mean it's only been 5 seconds?
Which was such a dope scene. Like, of course they threw that in there. That's great. I love that.
Yeah. He's like 7 and he's killing all these bad guys. So,
such a badass.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So next, it'd be a hard disagree. So next page, and I'll take over. Or did I just read them?
No, you read it. I got this.
Okay. Yeah.
When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into the conversation.
I would agree.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hard agree. He's very open to everyone. And even to like a fault, I feel. So that's a hard agree.
I want to bring something up real quick. This is where my psych degree, my psychology degree comes in hand. So if I say antisocial, what do you think of?
Like I'm thinking of someone that's looks at a social event and goes, I'm not really into that type of scene. It's someone who's often by themselves or with a few other people, but not in the mix.
Almost everyone I ask answers pretty much the same way you answered, which technically is incorrect. And I'm going to tell you what you just expressed in my mind, from what I understand, that is social anxiety. Which is not the same thing as antisocial. Antisocial is those people who just kind of say things that are kind of inappropriate. Like they don't understand social cues. They're like, wrap it up. Like they probably shouldn't have said that. Like that's kind of out of place here. Those people that just kind of jump in, which is kind of quality what you just said. He's just gonna blurt. He's just gonna blurt things.
Yeah.
Without thinking about it.
I never thought of it that way.
See, that's something I learned getting my degree. So there you go.
My God.
But yeah, so almost everyone, like probably 95% of people to ask that, they would probably say the exact same thing. And I said the exact same thing before I learned otherwise. So yeah, antisocial is not social anxiety. When someone says, "Oh, sorry, I'm antisocial," are you?
That student loan debt, it worked out for you.
I'm still paying. Oh my God.
I'll pay for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just a little psychology tangent there. So.
When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical.
Yeah, this is what I brought up earlier about Ellie. Like, so in a zombie world, what classifies as fantastical, which we brought up. So fantastical to Ellie might have been working a 9-to-5 job. Like,
working at a Quiznos.
Yeah.
Whoa, what is that? We rarely see him dream. Am I mistaken in that?
Do we see him
hurt? We don't see him napping, though.
We see him like dazed, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have enough information to lead one way or the other on this. Where would you go? I'm leaning on you here because
like I said, I want to stay out of the neutral ones.
Yeah.
As much as possible. If we can't, totally fine.
A little bit.
But I want to do a subtle answer here. But I think I'm gonna lean towards. I'm gonna go agree.
Okay.
Because your point keeps coming to my mind that you keep saying he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
He's a child.
Yeah.
So like I feel like if he does dream, it's gonna involve some things that to him are bizarre, to him are fantastical. But he's a child.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you do.
He's just a dumb kid.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with subtle agree.
Yeah, subtle agree actually makes a lot of sense. Here's the next one. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life.
Something you would not do, as I pointed out earlier.
Yeah, something I wouldn't. I don't know. Atreus, to get ahead, he doesn't. I feel like towards the end he gets a little.
Yeah, I don't think he's against it.
I don't think he's against it. I think he's for it. It's just to what degree? Because we see him oftentimes, to the detriment of his dad, get in the ways because he thinks he could take on Thor's kids or the stranger or whatnot. So to me, I think it's a medium agree.
I think it's a subtle agree.
Subtle agree? All right.
The example that you just gave, like, yes, I totally agree with what you said. But I think that wasn't his intention going into that action. His intention was to probably impress his dad. Probably, I would assume. Or
just prove himself to him. I think it's more of equating his dad's approval to his self-worth.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right on the money. I just think it's more subtle than middle of the road there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right. No, I listen, you're the one with the psych degree. I'm trusting you right here.
Fair enough.
See, you are dedicated and focused on your goals and only rarely get sidetracked. I think this depends on the player. But oftentimes, is it? No, he gets sidetracked. Because he's often the one saying that there's something over that direction, right?
Yeah, he's the one that like warns you, right?
Yeah, he's always the one pointing out. So I would actually say heavily disagree. Because he's often pointing things out to the player. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, hold on. It says only rarely getting sidetracked.
Oh,
so if we can't, so exactly. See, that's why I pointed out earlier. They try to trick you, which they shouldn't do on a personality test, for the record. But yeah, so if it's something that we can't think of happening often, then we should agree with this sentiment.
Yeah. So I agree.
Yep.
Because you often get sidetracked. Yeah. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge.
What do you think? I feel like this is a lot to do with Kratos and how he raises his son.
Right. He beats himself up, right?
Yep. We've already talked about that.
I'm gonna say it's a heavy. What is it? If you make a mistake, it's a heavy agree.
Heavy agree. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with doing that. So if you're adamant on that, boom, you tell me. You put me on place. But I'm leaning more towards the middle of the road agree because I feel like there's enough character development with Kratos in that department. I feel like near the end of the game, they have more of a bond, and most of what he doubts is with his father. So I feel like towards the end of the game, that might have went away to an extent, so maybe it's not hard to agree. But if we're talking about his personality as a whole, and you're adamant on this agree, you let me know.
No, actually, you make a lot of sense there. So I'll switch it to middle of the road because, I think his character arc kind of lends itself to like that completed arc of like he's not as hard on himself.
There's development there.
Yeah. There's been development there. So here's the last one for me, or not last one, whatever. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I'm gonna say this is a hard disagree.
Perfect. You're catching on to that rarely word, right?
I'm like, I got it now. You know?
Okay, next page. I'll take over the reading on this one.
Reading's hard.
It is. Who wants to do it? No one. I can't read. I'm just kidding. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical.
He reads a lot. He's.
That's true.
He's interested. I think he doesn't. I would say there's a hard disagree because he knows a lot about his history.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. My only real evidence was that he's the polar opposite of Kratos, and Kratos would definitely just be like, I don't care.
Yeah. So, kill that thing? Gotcha.
Got it. Lead me in a direction, tell me what to do. All right. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Does he cry?
Hard disagree.
He does.
He gets, it's very easily you could get under his skin, and he'll show that emotion for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry. I was going to read. You read.
I got it. Don't worry. You just relax. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones. So what does he prefer? We said he can handle these bustling atmospheres, but what does he prefer?
He prefers I think he prefers to be around the people he loves more than the places. So I would say it's a medium of the road disagree or slight disagree.
So he's more drawn to the bustling. Yep. So okay, I actually had that wrong in my head. So good job. So, nope. Middle of the road disagree is right where I'm at. So okay, next question. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. My gut tells me I don't know if he does that. Really?
Because he's a kid. I think he knows a lot of his history. I don't know if he knows what to do with that knowledge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not a big. He's not a big picture guy in the whole grand scheme of things because he's not. Yeah, he's not developed enough. You know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I think my gut is telling me on this one that maybe it's a subtle disagree, just because we don't have a lot of substance matter on this thing. But I feel like, I mean, this is clearly just hearsay and all that stuff. But in my mind, a grown-up Atreus would probably discuss these things. In my mind.
Yeah.
But
since he's just a kid, yeah, you know how these youngsters are.
Exactly. Anything can turn them on any different direction for sure. Yeah. One wrong choice. So when it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head.
Yeah, he's always doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. that
was probably the easiest one so far.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. I feel like in this world, there are things that can clearly follow under that line, and I feel like he accepts them.
Yeah.
So I feel like he could do this, but what level of disagree is this, do you think?
I think it's a hard disagree because this world's fantastical. And I think when it comes to, I think like he's more abstract in his thinking as a kid, either though he's very, he's very young, but his dad's very concrete. So to me, since he is very much the opposite of his father in so many ways, this is a hard disagree.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yep, totally.
Also, let me tell you something. Let me just break the fourth wall for a second. I had Chef Boyardee, and it has betrayed me. It's betrayed me.
I had no idea where that was going, and you shocked me.
Because I'm over here, I'm just like, I'm fighting a yawn. Not because this isn't an interesting conversation. The Chef Boyardee betrayed me, and indigestion on top of that. All right, I got this one.
Okay.
You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive.
So now, picture this question for Ellie. I loved this question for Ellie because it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, because for Ellie, like, it's definitely for the last one, for the Last of Us Part 2, she wants to get her revenge because they didn't let her forgive.
Mm-hmm. They didn't give her a chance.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, that's such a powerful scene. Isn't that like the last scene in that game?
That whole game is so wonderful.
Right.
I keep telling people Ghost of Tsushima this is a small tangent. Ghost of Tsushima is my personal game of the year, just because
you have excellent taste. Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. But The Last of Us Part 2 is probably a better overall package experience when it comes to like the grand scheme of games, like what the power they hold and what they can do.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy playing that game. You know what I mean? There's no enjoyment there.
So like I love the gameplay element. Right, like that was fun, but like, yeah, the story was just like, I'm gonna hit you in the gut so many freaking times you won't even know.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved when spoilers for Last of Us Part 2 if you haven't played it yet. When they make you play as Abby, they just go there. They just go there.
And the thing is too, is like you really hate Abby, but if you're willing to let that hate go as the player, Abby's the better character. Like she's probably the best character in that series because she has so much development and so fast, and her relationship with Lev is fantastic.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're talking about Atreus.
See, we can go on tangents all day. I really like Jesse in that game. That's just me. Okay.
Jesse as well, dude. Oh my God, when that part happens, I was just like, whoa, fuck.
That just happened. Wait. And then you're like, wait, I did that. Yeah.
It was such a, what was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and
Inception?
No, not Inception. The other one, Boston. Oh my God, Jack Nicholson. Departed. Where he opens up the elevator, and then bam, and I'm like, wait, he's the main character of this movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Not anymore.
Absolutely.
Spoilers, Jesse dies. Okay.
Moving
around
on.
the bush for that one. Yes. Prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Atreus.
I think it's a subtle disagree.
I think it's subtle.
Yep. I think it's a subtle disagree because his dad's in there. His dad's in there. So.
Yeah. And for him, it's in him, but there's a chance that he could be towards the other direction. So yeah, I think there's hope for him. Yeah. You have to make
the whole game is about how he's more of his mother's child. Like that's very, very, very present in that entire game. So
yeah. You often make decisions on a whim. This is a hard agree. He's very much that.
Whimsical. Yeah.
The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than time you spend with other people. Strong disagree.
Right there with you. Strong disagree.
You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or message of a song or a movie. I think this is either subtle or medium agree. Because I don't know. Because I'm thinking about like him telling his dad of all these stories of old. I'm trying to remember a time of him gathering the real meaning behind some of the things, though. So I think it's a slight agree. I don't know. What about you?
I'm right there with you, and I think the only thing that pops in my head to kind of like an example that you were trying to find is when he kind of finds out more about Kratos, like learning more about Kratos' past. Like he kind of puts it together, and he's like, "Oh, you were awful. You were a bad person."
Yeah, you're kind of a piece of shit guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a subtle agree because even that's what our gut is telling us, but there's not too much substance matter on that one. So yeah,
you always know exactly what you want.
Do kids ever?
He does. I mean, I think he knows exactly what he wants. He wants to get his mother's ashes on top of that mountain.
In this game, yes. You know what?
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Hard agree.
You rarely think back on choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
Remember, rarely. You rarely think back. So if we agree on this, he has to not do this often.
Slight disagree because his relationship with his father is so he wants to prove himself. Is there a time where he's kicking him? Like he does kick himself every now and again, right? So I think it's a slight disagree.
So wouldn't it be a slight agree then? Because we're agreeing that he does this just not often.
You're right.
Because it's only to his dad, right?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? If I have a podcast about social media, I want you on there so I can tell you all these things. Exactly. I'd be like, well, actually, you put a post at 9 a.m. Yeah. I love this. God.
Yeah, no, this is fun. I love doing this. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. So this is disagree because we've been over this several times, right? So I still think is it middle of the road? Is that what we've been doing? Because
I think we've been middle of the road.
Middle of the road disagree. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. I would say maybe a subtle agree on this one because he's very stuck on, like you said, getting his mother's ashes to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's a very present thing.
Yeah, and he's not like thinking like he's not having the wheat in his mouth and like chewing on it, looking at the sky and wondering about big city life. So yeah, I think a slight agree.
There's another image that I never thought I would have in my head. Thanks for that.
Cowboy Atreus or Rancher Atreus. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like the thought never even occurs to him. Like once I get her ashes to the mountain, then what? So this is what did I say?
Spoilers. After credits, something will happen to Atreus.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, for sure.
God, so good.
You tend to focus on present realities rather than future. So yes, that was a subtle agree. Is that what I said?
Subtle agree, yep.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
Yes, he has a big disconnection with his father, for most of that game.
So yeah, that's a hard agree for me. That Exhibit A is the entire game.
And Exhibit B, also the entire game.
You got me. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Now, didn't you say you were this type of person? Or am I remembering that wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you think Atreus is like you on this report?
I'm trying to think. Is he? I mean, he has one goal. He's not making the decisions though. It's dad. So I think it's a hard disagree because he's not making any of these decisions. It's his father's the decider.
My gut tells me that's wrong, but I don't have anything
Really?
to say. So you might have, no, not like, I think he's disagree. I don't think it's agree. I just think because he kind of makes the decision to go do this thing with his mother's ashes, and that's it. That's the decision.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that classifies in this question. If you count the entire trip that Kratos and him take to the mountain as the project, then he kind of made decisions up front, I guess.
You want to do a medium disagree?
That's what my gut is telling me. I just don't know if that's right. That's the thing.
Because even then, it's still his father's decision, but they made it together. So even if
let's just stick with the hard disagree.
Okay.
When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. Okay, this is actually tricky.
Yeah, exactly.
Kratos doesn't actually ever give the hint that he thinks highly of Atreus. Maybe near the end a little bit, but that's just like normal, like, the father like giving his son an elbow, like good job kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a lot of substance matter on that. But if you take the second half of the question, you wonder how long it'll be until they become disappointed in you. I feel like that is a hard agree. So because the first part's a little iffy, I would say maybe middle of the road agree.
Yeah, even a slight agree, but I would say I would lean towards middle for sure.
Okay, right there with you. Middle of the road agree on that one. Last question on this page. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation? Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds like a choice. Yep, for sure. All right, next page. Next page, take it away, Joseph. Joe, not Joey.
You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas and scenarios. That, yes, he's a kid. He's pie this guy, right? Like, it goes back to even the original trailer where he's playing with the little action figure things.
Absolutely. Yep, right there with you. Hard to agree.
You look after yourself first, and others come second. No, that's not a trait. I disagree, because he's putting his mother first above himself and his safety. Mm-hmm. And even when, like, in other interactions, like with the elk, he doesn't want to kill that elk. He's even though that it's for his own survival. So I would say it's a hard disagree. Yeah.
I'm right there with you. You convinced me.
Let me tell you, I'm good. I could be a lawyer. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment.
You think? Sounds like him, but how much? I agree.
I agree.
He has these abilities to just kind of, what's the word? Be spontaneous. He has spontaneity to his personality.
But again, he sticks with that routine at the very end because he gets his mother. So I'm going to say middle agree.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Oh, here's one. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. Hard agree. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Deep
Notice
cuts.
This is often. Notice it is often. So it's very similar to the rarely word.
So I would say hard.
He has to do this all the time.
Yeah, no, hard disagree.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Right there with you.
I'm like the kid, like when you're taking a test in class, you're like, so teacher, like, could you say anything with the question over? Okay. So it would be this, right? And you're like trying to read the cues.
Trust me, it's not just you. I've had to kind of walk people through this because this test is tricky. This test
Dude,
is tricky.
It is. It
is. Like I said before, it really shouldn't be. This is a test that's supposed to help you, like, internalize yourself and find your personality. Don't trick them. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay.
It's like we want to subconsciously, maybe. I don't know. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Yes. Mm-hmm. Atreus is an open book. He's very opposite of his papa that way.
That reminds me. So you know how we've been saying subtle and middle of the road and, like, hard for, like, the levels? One of my guests, Parker, I think I kind of did this. I'm going to blame Parker, though. It was Papa, Mama, and Little or something. But it was Papa and Mama. Papa was the big one. Mama was the middle. I don't know. It was just funny.
I love it. Papa.
So I'll take over reading this one.
Go for it.
You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future.
No.
Yeah. No. Not in this world, for sure. Okay.
Oh, this was another easy one.
You rarely dwell on your regrets. So we disagree, right?
Yeah, strongly.
Okay. That'd be a papa disagree or a hard disagree, whatever terminology you want to use.
I would say daddy would be agree and mommy would be disagree.
Oh no, you said a daddy. You said daddy and it got me.
Yeah. And no, that's my plan, you know. And like, since it's two O's, it's ooh, daddy would be a strong agree.
You're bringing out all the stops. You're bringing up all the stops. All right. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. No, doesn't seem like him.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like him one bit. Also, he's with, because again, we're thinking large crowds. When he's with Mimir, he kind of likes Mimir.
Oh, for some reason, I completely forgot about Mimir, which is arguably the best character in the entire game.
He really is. Sean Penley, right? Is it Sean Penley? Shaun of the Dead.
I have no idea.
Shaun of the Dead.
I don't know.
Simon Pegg. There you go. That's what he needs to play Mimir. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. I'm good with faces, not names. So if you brought up a face, I probably would have known it. But
same.
All right. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary.
Hard disagree. He is
okay. I was just waiting for your evidence because I don't think it's a hard disagree. I'm okay with disagree. I think it's more subtle.
Yeah, I think it's subtle because he's not a realist, but he is a kid. He's whimsical. I keep on getting like that's my defense, and I'm sticking to it. So I would think it's a slight disagree, just because he's a dumb kid, you know.
Okay. Yep. No, I'm right there with you. Yeah. I mean, at least you're consistent.
Yeah.
At least we're consistent on this test.
Yeah.
You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Does he find it easy? Because I think so. I don't think he struggles with that.
No, he doesn't struggle one bit. Because again, it's funny because we could be doing this for both Atreus and because I'm thinking like, well, what's Kratos? It's like, well, Atreus is really just the opposite of such. So that's what I'm thinking. It's like, would Kratos have an easy time empathizing? No, but his son would.
I feel like the only questions that really kind of are congruent between the two, that's not the right word, but I'm gonna stick with it. Are the anger, the emotional ones, where it's like your emotions guide you, that kind of stuff. That's where the Kratos pops out. Okay. Last question on this page. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts.
When I'm thinking work style with Atreus, the reason why I'm giggling, I'm thinking of the GIF with him and the computer and just like turn around and go like this.
Oh my God. Those have died down since the God of War. Like it hasn't been like super mainstream anymore. But
right, like
I forgot how good those GIFs were.
Yeah, well, Naughty Dog did them with for Last of Us Day, and those are fantastic. But you didn't see it with Ghosts, right?
That's
it
true.
wasn't like Jin Sakai on a computer going like doing the nod, or like a dog, or like the fox being like a dog or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe that's something to do with the presentation of characters. Because I think God of War, the 2018 one, is a character piece. It's mostly about Kratos. And then Last of Us Part 2, totally a character piece about Ellie and Abby. And I feel like Ghost of Tsushima is also a character piece with Jin, arguably. But the presentation is a little different than like the story-driven. Because the open world, you're going to get lost in that a little bit.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's also like the character piece of that island. It's like that island's so much of a character to itself. So you kind of want to be authentic to that, you know?
Yeah. In my review, that's a huge part of why I gave that game a almost a perfect score. It's like a 9.5 out of 10. But
dude, same here. I can literally take. All right, I'm gonna tell you something, and it's really now thinking about it, I'm very devastated. I lost my internal like.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I saw your tweet, I think.
And now it's my internal drive. And it hurts. It just hurts. I lost so many good pictures.
It hurts me. I didn't even have to deal with this. It hurts me.
Because like the external, I get it because I accidentally always nudge it off the corner. It's on me. It's all my fault. But the internal, what's going on, PlayStation? I'll make an Xbox podcast. I swear I'll do it. No, I got the PS5 pre-order. I can't jinx it.
He's had enough. I have them both. Well, I haven't got the PS5 pre-order. I missed it. I was sleeping and it just went on. It went, and I just like I don't.
Real fans wouldn't have missed it.
But Wario 64 had something going on about the Xbox Series or Xbox Series S. Is that Xbox is weird branding, and so I wanted the.
Don't let them know that they'll yell at you. Be like, it's the easiest thing in the world.
For sure. But yeah, so he had a tweet and I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I clicked it and I had no problem. So with the PS5, every time I click any link, it's like out of stock or it just crashes. And I'm like, cool. Awesome. So.
This is what I want. No, this is great. This is great. For me now, like you said, Warrior 64, I'm like, I should really check Wario 64 right now. See if they got an Xbox pre-order because I'm very nervous about that. And the first thing I click on just to get like up to date to make sure I get something here. Everybody knows I love Bloodborne, and now there's a Bloodborne remaster potentially being leaked.
When was this story? When did the story break?
Yeah. Oh, it's a week ago. Okay. Blaze Knight, what are you trying to do to me, man? You're trying to give me heart palpitations? It's working.
You did it.
Anyway, back on track. We're here to read Atreus,
Okay, so I'm going to read this question one more time. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized, consistent efforts.
Yeah.
He's more of a spontaneous character all around than
so it's hard to agree.
Okay.
I can't see him working a 9 to 5, but...
yeah, for sure.
Excuse me.
Okay, this is the last page. Do you want to finish these off, or did you read these? Did you read the last ones?
Did I read the last ones? I forget.
I'll read them.
You know what? Let's blame Wario 64. How dare you get me sidetracked?
Wario, you bot. No, I was kidding.
Is he though? Is he?
Am I kidding? I don't know. Okay.
Here's the thing. No. Wait, I gotta stop you here because I think. I don't know if I said this on the trophy room, but it needs to be said out loud. I truly think Wario 64 and Nibellion are the same person.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a statement. That's a statement right there. He said it. Not Joey said it. You heard it.
Nibel always talks to Wario 64, like always on his comments. And honestly, do you ever see him in the same room together?
Hey, he's not wrong. I haven't seen it. Oh my God. It's true.
No, I'm pretty smart, man. I'm pretty smart. I got it.
I'm also Homer Simpson because I've never seen us in the same room before.
That works. Simpsons still on the air? The Simpsons still?
Dude, low key, I love Simpsons. I don't care what anyone says. I don't even watch Simpsons anymore. But like,
that's what I'm saying.
If they were to come on, I'm game. Let's go.
I respect it as a series. It's done so much, but
it was on every day after school, so it's actually more of a nostalgia thing for me. Every day after school, right before dinner, Simpsons. That was like my routine.
I would do Recess or Hey Arnold.
Recess and Hey Arnold are both underrated in my opinion.
And then on Friday, you get X-Men and you get Spider-Man.
Right.
And then on Saturday, I think it would be Batman. And then you're like, I'm a kid. It's nothing but up from here,
Saturday morning cartoons? Is that Saturday morning? I think it is. I'm not sure. But it was when 4Kids. Was this a thing for you? 4Kids TV? It might not be. It
might not be, no.
It had like Sonic X. It had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 series. It had Animaniacs. It had something, I don't know. It had a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, God, yeah. I'd wake up at 8. My parents would not have to worry about me till like 11 or 12.
I used to wake up early to watch Bakugan. Freaking Bakugan. That's what got me.
I remember as a kid waking up early morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, watching Beast Wars. That was my thing. Getting ready for school.
Beast Wars I kind of missed Beast Wars. I've watched Beast Wars, like I've watched episodes, and I was always like really intrigued by it. But I think I only watched it at like friends' houses or like at a babysitter or something. So it was never something that I had access to, and that's a shame because I probably would have been really into it.
Dude, it's so good. It doesn't hold up one bit, but it's so good.
Those are very contradictory things. That's okay. All right, the last page on Atreus. We're still talking about Atreus, people, I promise. We're on the last page. Okay, here we go. First question. Your emotions control you more than you control them. So
that's a hard agree. That's a hard agree.
Glad we're on the same page. Perfect. All right. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need.
Nope. He wants to go back to that cabin. Hard disagree.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life.
Nope. Another hard disagree.
Just not him. Okay. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Sorry, I had to check my phone real quick.
I think I would like to say no, but I'm sorry. I'd like to say agree. Yeah, no, disagree. But how much of a disagree? Is it a strong disagree? Because he's put his father in different predicaments. But I would say I think it's a strong disagree because he's often he's not considering his actions at all.
And I'm gonna take you back to what I said before, where I don't think that's his intention. You're still right because he's not considering it. You're still 110% right. I just don't think my gut still tells me it's the middle of the road though, because what this question is basically asking is how selfish is he? And I think he is selfish in this game because he's hell bent on a mission. But I don't think personality wise, I don't think he's that super selfish. I think he is selfish, which I do want to clarify isn't a sin because people kind of put that in, like they lump it as like being bad. You can be selfish, people. It's okay to take care of yourself. I promise.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think I think it's middle of the road disagree. That's what my gut is telling me. But if you're adamant for this hard disagree, you put me in my place, please.
No. I'm kind of. I was leaning on middle or mommy on this one.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart.
Strong agree. He's committing to his mother's wishes. Yeah.
Yep. No, I think that's a pretty easy question. There's not a lot of substance material there besides like just like the overall plot of the game, like in like chunks, like one sentence summaries kind of like the parts. But yeah, my gut tells me that heart agree is the way to go on that one.
Yeah.
You rarely feel insecure.
No, this kid's always feeling insecure.
So he does it all the time. So this is disagree. What level? You think hard disagree?
I think it's a hard disagree. He really yearns for his father's approval.
Now we're going to see the results. Are you ready to find out?
I'm doing it. I clicked it.
Oh, okay. You're just going ahead of me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm blocking the screen from my hand though.
Okay, I have it up. It's campaigner. Is that what you got?
Campaigner. Yes.
Okay. Now, real quick, just to make sure we got the same results. I'm just going to read the percentages on each one, just real quick, to make sure we have similar ones. Because sometimes we mess up, we flub the question, and so just to be sure. So I have 67-33.
Yep.
56-44.
Yep.
26-74.
Exactly.
44-56.
Yep.
19-81.
Man, 100%.
Awesome.
100%.
I had my first episode, my pilot episode with Philip J. Woodward from the Kind of Funny community. We got different results, which is really odd. Because we're pretty sure we've only messed up like one question. Yeah. But it gave us a completely different personality type, which was so weird. Anyway.
Philip, you're on notice.
Yeah, blame Philip. Blame Philip with two L's.
Come on. Sorry.
No. So, campaigner, which I think someone else got so far, but everyone needs to watch my episodes of my podcast to find out who. But I can't remember. Honestly, can't remember who. It sounds familiar. So I'm gonna go through his strengths and weaknesses real quick.
Okay.
He's curious. Sounds about right. He's observant. I'd say so. Energetic and enthusiastic. Absolutely. Excellent communicators. When compared to Kratos, yeah, I think he's way better than his dad.
Oh yeah.
Know how to relax. Maybe not so much. I think he's almost always stressed out, but he does have kind of a hard life. His mom died. His dad's an asshole.
Yeah. It's a bit of a dick. We all have our faults.
Absolutely. Very, very popular and friendly. And I would say he does give that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Where if you plop Atreus in like a modern day classroom, he'd probably be the popular kid.
Yeah.
Now his weaknesses, poor practical skills. And I don't necessarily agree with that. When it comes to conceiving ideas and starting projects, especially involving other people, campaigners have exceptional talent. Unfortunately, their skill with upkeep, administration, and follow-through on those projects struggles. Without more hands-on people to help push day-to-day things along, campaigners' ideas are likely to remain just that, ideas. And reading that out loud, I do feel more comfortable with that for Atreus, because like you said earlier, his dad is kind of the one pushing him on this journey.
Yeah.
Like he made the decision, but without his dad, he might not have even made it there. So I understand. I still disagree overall, but I understand the sentiment. So find it difficult to focus.
That's definitely him.
Oh yeah. He overthinks things, which I agree with.
Yep.
He gets stressed easily.
Very much.
Highly emotional.
To a fault, yes.
Yeah, and the next one says independent to a fault.
No, I think that one he's very dependent on his dad. So I would disagree with that one, yeah.
Well, and see, Exhibit A we gave earlier, that was not 5 minutes. He held off all these people as a 7-year-old. He held off all these, ice troll
That's
things,
true.
Whatever. So I don't think he's independent, but I think he definitely has remnants of that to where when the scenario arises, he's fine. Yeah. He's fine being on his own. And now there should be a thing here that says like other people with this personality trait, like other.
Oh yeah. I think it was towards the introduction side of things. I think so. One of them was Robin Williams, Robert Downey Jr. as well.
I just like looking at these. These are cool.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, R.M. Kim Nam-joon. I don't know who that is. Russell Brand. What's that? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, that's totally fine. Those are some big names. You got Will Smith in here. You got Ellen, which I don't know how good Ellen is nowadays because she's kind of
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
which I almost did an episode on Peter Parker. We were going to do strictly Peter Parker and not Spider-Man. So that's an episode I still want. Right, I still want to do that. We ended up doing Prince Zuko from Avatar: Last Airbender, which is still a banger of an episode, and go watch that. He's an underrated character.
I've never gotten into that show.
Oh, really?
Never. I know.
You've tried it? You've tried it then?
I've tried like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I watched 17 minutes of the movie.
Oh no, you poor soul! Don't judge it on that.
Yeah.
Man, that's awful. That's a legit tragedy. Like that's not good at all.
When people complain about Star Wars, I'm just like, fandom, Exhibit A.
I'm not a Star Wars guy. I like Star Wars, but like,
I love a good Star Wars.
I don't. My joke. I made this joke at work a long time ago where we were just making jokes about people that don't understand things, and I was like, "What they doing fighting over a star anyway?" And I don't know. I thought it was funny, clearly. But
I always think back to. I always think back to Arrested Development, where the mother, it's like a flashback to when they were kids, and the mother just goes, "Here's $100. Go see a Star War."
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
perfect.
for me, I love a good Star War.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it comes to like anime, for me, I'm really hard to get into it.
No, really, I love anime. Like, we were gonna do an episode. Oh, I did an episode on Rock Lee. He's he's a character in Naruto. I'm sure you've heard of Naruto.
Yeah. That's the run. They're all doing the run. Yeah.
God damn it. The shame. Yeah. Yes, I guess. So Joe, not Joey, campaigner. What do you think? What do you think about that for Atreus?
It definitely makes sense for Atreus.
Yep.
I think everything for the most part lines up for him. When I'm thinking about his strengths, they're observant. He is observant. He is curious. He is enthusiastic. I don't know the best communicator or knowing how to relax, but like friendly, popular. Yeah, like he is very much. You could plop him in a room and he's going to be comfortable there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think
when it comes to other things. Yeah, I think this is actually pretty. You know what? I'm just going to say it because this is your podcast. I think this is the best one yet.
Oh,
I think we've gotten it closest than anybody. Yeah, that's just a fact.
You heard it here, folks. He said it. Not Joey. Not Joey.
Also, this light is blinding.
What is?
This light in front of me. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, you're okay.
I'm getting right into my eyes. Shoo.
Who needs them? You have two. You have two eyes.
No. Oh, this is actually good. This works better. Now I kind of look like I'm about to tell you a spooky story if I see that.
Well, I got about an hour and a half. No, I'm just kidding.
So yes, 4 years ago, 2016. No.
No. Literally just say, put up a hood and go 2020. And that's it. That's the story.
Yeah. Bam. First there was the forest fires, and that's just the beginning.
Oh my God. I completely forgot about that. Oh my God,
I know.
It's yeah.
And now we got a Vin Diesel song.
Oh no.
Like, it just the L's keep on falling on us, guys.
Yeah. If nothing else, this episode is probably giving you the best tangents. For sure. We brought up Vin Diesel for some reason. We brought up Naruto running. We brought up Back to the Future at the beginning. We brought up Star Wars. Like,
it's been good. Man. It's been good. It's been a fun time. And we finally got to the bottom of what makes Atreus tick.
Which was the goal. And I think we did that. I think we did
it too.
I think we did it.
This is fantastic. Yeah.
So, ladies and gents, we found out that Atreus is a campaigner. Leave your comments down in the comment section below if you disagree. A lot of my viewers, they like to retake the test for themselves because they just disagree with everything I say, apparently.
Really?
And they'll say, no, I'm being nice. I'm not being nice. They take it. They say, I understand where you came from, and they'll be like, but I disagree with a few things. So they'll take it and they'll get a different result, and they'll share with me. So if you guys want to do that, please take the test for Atreus. Let me know how it goes. Leave your results in the comment section below, and it'll be great. I forgot to talk about this actually at the top of the show. I was an adventurer. That was my personality type, which is the same as Goku. So I feel accomplished in that accord. But
I didn't see what mine would like the people I had.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up for sure. That's important.
That's really important. Shoot.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
They're talking about career paths. Now let's. You know what? Hey gang, I like the phone app a lot more than this. I'll tell you, the website Not great. I just want to. Oh wait, actually no. It was just me. I'm bad at navigating websites.
Oh, sorry, it's just me. I take back everything I said.
I mean, ooh. To protagonists you may know, Barack Obama, number one.
Ooh, that was good.
Thanks, Sasha Malia, Michelle, Oprah. I got Oprah. John Cusack is the third person. So you had Obama, Oprah, John Cusack, Ben Affleck. This way,
I'll see the top three.
Oh my God, Sean Connery.
Ooh.
Daenerys Targaryen, Morpheus, the Oracle, Skylar. Oh, don't tell me I'm Skylar from Breaking Bad. How dare you?
I think, yep, I definitely got this for one of my characters on the podcast. So watch and find out who. But I remember talking about this before. I remember these people being brought up. Yeah. That Targaryen or something like that. I don't watch. That's Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen. Yeah, she had a good arc until the end.
Well, that's hopefully how it goes for all characters.
It's true.
All right, Joseph. I'm an adventurer. You are a protagonist, right? Yep. This protagonist in this adventure found out that Atreus is a campaigner. Like I said before, leave your comments in the comment section below if you disagree or if you agree, and leave a like. Subscribe to my channel if you could, please. Go over to Badbit. Give him some love. He does a lot of good PlayStation stuff. He has really good impressions. The video I watched most recently, you brought up a point on, I don't remember what it was now. I think it was the launch of the PS5 and basically how you're very excited for it. But the thing was, you didn't know what to expect, and I was right there with you on it. And then the whole Spider-Man Miles Morales thing came up, and dude, that game and the way you talked about that game before, I'm hyped. That game looks fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it does.
If you guys want to learn more about PS5 and the future of that, or just Miles Morales, or I don't know,
actually,
a big adventure.
Question: When's this episode coming out?
Monday. It'll be up Monday at noon.
Okay, so I can't talk about mysterious things that are happening. All right.
Monday at noon. So yeah, that's when I post every Monday at noon. So, but yeah, if you want anything PlayStation, hit up Joseph. He'll give you all the news you need to know and all the impressions you need to know for sure. So
yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to wave goodbye to the camera. You should do the same. Bye, everyone.